change eyes here. Hello, it's 6 o'clock on this beautiful
Hi, Judy.
January the 8th, National Bobblehead Day, by the way.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
It's
So, if you own them, there you go. Got a few things to get going here. We have 2 sets of minutes to approve. November 13th, which if you will, somebody will refresh my fuzzy head here. We needed to make a correction, and Miss Judith, what was that? So I know what the heck I'm
looking down them now.
it's on the back
I
side.
think I might have brought my notes from last meeting, but
She wanted some more information about the acceptance and the short-term agreement. So I put some more
Oh, okay,
specifics in
Okay.
there.
Okay, and then we have, we can do these together. We have, take a look, get a chance here, read through the December notes, and if there are not any corrections for either month or additions, entertain a motion.
a minute.
No hurry up.
I
Ready?
looked real quick. Did these get out? It's okay if they didn't. Did you send these out ahead of time by email? I was worried maybe we were canceled because I didn't get that, but. Is Helen's ready to, if she's done reading, I'll move that we accept them.
I am. I'm
Second.
okay.
All those in favor?
Second.
Okay, aye.
Aye.
All right. I'm gonna suspend, I'm gonna jump down. We have, just some beginning of the year of business to take care of. At this time of the year, we always select officers, president, vice president, secretary. And at this time, we will be getting a new member to the board, which gets appointed by the, MSDLT. And I hopefully they will be in contact with that person. I emailed them today. So hopefully we will be getting in touch with them. But we need to elect officers, so I need to entertain a motion for position president, vice president, and secretary.
I'll make a motion that it remain as it was last year.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
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 I thought that's what you were going to make the motion to do.
Well, I can't do it. That's why I look here. I have to look at you guys. It's
fine.
called a coup d'etat. Real quick, we have to accept the board meeting date. And Eric, the one change we have is for November, correct?
Yeah, I think the proposal is to put it on November the 4th.
Right. And that's not an election day. Is that that's election day? No, it's the day after. It's November 3rd's election day, isn't it?
Whatever the,
Yeah, and then they said the 18th, the
know it's a-
following Wednesday, we could do the
it's a
18th as long as we were done by
After
the
the
council
first
meeting,
Monday,
that's
isn't it?
6:30. So as long as we were done before 6:30, we could have it the 18th, the following Wednesday.
so,
Okay, and then we're definitely sure, 'cause I don't have a calendar for 2020 in front of me.
Trying to get it
What's
up.
that first Wednesday?
the 4th. So
Is it the 4th?
it's the day after election.
Okay, I would entertain that we make it the 4th of November. And Ms. Helen, I threw out to Judy that if it's not a problem, I would like to make our meeting times change from 6 to 5:30.
That's fine with me.
And
It's better in the winter if we stay on daylight savings time. That's better.
Okay, so, yes, the motion is we'll go to November 4th, 2020, and to change the meeting start times to 5:30.
Okay.
But we're starting next month.
Yeah, it's starting next month at 5:30.
5:30.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
You guys have to carry, you guys have to do the motion stuff.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we have our meetings at 5:30
And the date's accepted.
and the dates are accepted. And
Second.
November the 4th is
Got it.
November, okay?
Second.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we'll make sure we get that out. A couple things is in case we do butt up against other
Okay.
meetings.
Wednesday
It
the
really
4th.
is the 4th, but we'll see if we're all still alive.
Yeah, oh, yeah, he wished my life away. I
Wednesday.
may win the lottery and move to Aruba. Say, what the heck? I had a woolly 2020 or 2019 in that area. All right, just a few comments real quick. Eric, from last month, and I'll get into the art stuff real quick. Anything exciting on our playground stuff yet?
We did the demo, actually, we finished the demo today at Explorer Park. Trimmed the trees up over there, so hope Tom will get over and take a look. He's been complaining about that, or asking about that for quite a while, but they really took them up. So you can see all the way to Franklin Road now, it seems like.
Okay. Go ahead.
So we'll start the install probably next week if the weather, it
yeah,
depends on how much rain we get.
Warm.
And we've had several calls from the community asking what we were doing, so we informed them we're putting in a new equipment.
That's good.
They were,
At least they're paying attention.
seemed excited about it, so we'll probably try to get something on the city website, design and expected opening date. So once we get an idea how long it's gonna take us to put it in.
Real quick, because we're rain, and more rain, any movement on getting that hole in the daggone sledding hill fixed?
We haven't, we've got the Bobcat from the street department, so maybe we can get some dirt this week if we,
After tomorrow, it's gonna be pretty much.
yeah.
Yeah, muddy.
Yeah. The ongoing, the show wagon is still parked there. Now, what's gonna, just refresh my memory, what's its eventual demise gonna be?
I just have the attorneys
Okay,
create a indemnification agreement, so whoever takes it can sign that, so it just doesn't
okay.
come back to the
Just some
city.
hoop jumping.
We've already covered up painted the park logo and the city of Lawrence and various things off of it, so it's ready to go.
All right. And Eric, we've got to get these youth groups in here, ASAP.
Yeah, I made a note here to have, for the February meeting, have Lawrence baseball and Fall Creek baseball for the February meeting.
Okay,
And then March, we'd have FC Pride.
we've got it, yeah, that's gotta happen. I may just, I'll hack away on that. Eric is gonna chat on where we're at with the, master plan and the like. Today, real quick, we met with, speak of the devil, had great timing. And Miss Judy, if I, leave something out, pop up. But we, met, with the arts folks and, we are making headway. Our master plan will encompass a big part of that. And it is kind of a benefit that we are getting, I think it's a benefit that we're getting a bit of a delay in starting our master plan. So it encompasses what hopefully is gonna get done with the arts area. But if I'm remembering our notes right, renderings from the architect I'm just gonna round down the numbers, by the end of January. The goal and the like is to start, and Miss Judy, I may have you come up here real quick and explain where the early shovel is that, they're gonna work on. And, have at it.
Okay,
Save me from myself.
okay, so, the timeline, fingers crossed, the timeline, for the, so if you're not familiar with the project, there are two structural, pieces. One is an addition on the back of the theater, and the other is moving the communications building, which would otherwise be demolished, over to the campus. We expect shovels in the ground for both of those projects in February or March. with completion of the addition and the communications building by the end of June. Both of these, the communications building's pretty small. It's about a 1,600 square foot, two-story building, about the size of a small house. And the addition on the back of the theater is a little bit smaller than that. It entails, it's also two-story. It'll offer an entrance on the rear of the theater that will have an elevator, a stairwell, public restrooms, and then upstairs there will be an additional conference room. The plaza, which is your new park, we hope shovels in the ground this summer. And we're crossing our fingers that we'll have a completion date of the end of the summer 2021.
And if you go by the Parks office, the wall that once stood is no longer there.
It's
and
no longer there.
the walkway area,
So there's we had applied for a grant a year ago to put a patio between the Starrett Center and the theater. We asked for an extension on that because we wanted to kind of redesign it to blend nicely with the cultural campus. And so that should be going in any day now. They took the wall down for that. They've protected the tree, and I think they're just waiting for the weather to be warm enough to pour the concrete.
and it's one of these things, I'll be honest, 3 or 4 months ago, a lot of this was still in the cloud somewhere, and it's really really tangible items it's starting to take a real,
Now you're starting to actually see stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's
Believe
kind
me,
of
we
exciting.
feel that way too.
Oh, I
'cause-
know, yeah, because a lot of ideas, and real cool, Judy, give a plug for the February 14th activity that's gonna happen at the Starrett Center.
Sure. So, we've proposed trying to partner with the Parks Department to bring more programming to the Starrett Center, at least. That, like tonight, right now, there's a group of tap dancers, I guess? Is that what you call that? Tap dancing?
Cloggers, yeah.
Okay, which is really fun, and it's something that, if you live in the community and you like to tap dance, you could join them. Where the wedding rentals are really nice, it's not something that's open to the whole public. So we want to help the Starrett Center be more publicly accessed. We recognize that you guys need some revenue from people using the facility. So this is an example that I'm hoping will be successful and we can do it more often. But we have a band that we work with on a regular basis, and they like to do a Valentine's Day swing dance. Well, we can't host them in the theater this year because the theater's under construction. So we're going to host them in the Starrett Center. They have agreed to, we tend to run our programming by a shared revenue split. We help market the event. We bring in the volunteers to help with the event. It's up. Ticket sales are through our website, and then we split the profits 50-50. Well, this one, we're going to split a third, and give the Parks Department a third. It's a $15 ticket. We'll have a bar in there and some snacks. We'll probably set up the round tables, but we anticipate people dancing more than sitting. And I'm hoping that we'll have a revenue of $750 each, which is probably a little bit better than you would get on a Saturday night rental. I don't know, maybe equivalent, but we'd love to see that happen on a regular basis.
Any questions there? It's kind of exciting. It is moving, it's moving.
Finally,
And
yeah.
Ms. Judy, we have moved our time to 5:30,
Oh,
starting next month,
okay, good. And it's the second Tuesday at 5:30. Okay.
Second Wednesday.
second Wednesday.
I mean Wednesday, yeah. Our board meeting's on Tuesdays. Yours
You're
are on
okay.
Wednesdays. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
All right, good timing. I'm gonna save our revenue stuff from our rentals under new business, and then we can kick that around. Board folks, you have any questions for Eric or Dee?
I'm not sure, I wasn't sure where we were at on this, but I did have something to talk about.
Okay,
But
go.
the one we met at the at our headquarters building. To talk about the, long-term plan. I had a chance we were just looking through the building, hadn't been in there really all through the whole building since it had been redone. I sense in the area where Dee is out front that she is really vulnerable. In today's
Yeah.
environment, well, you just never know what might happen. Dee's in there a lot by herself, I think, and I believe we should have at least a security system.
I thought that
Especially
today
in there.
when I came in, and, you know, when you're out, and, you know, the boys aren't, you know, they come in and out, but I thought we
She's
need to be
there
able
alone a lot, and I
to
just
be able to
think,
buzz people in.
yeah, well, you know, we don't want to make our office scary.
No,
But I think she ought to have an emergency device. Most technology today with alarm systems have at least a key fob. If she's in there, she ought to be able to have that.
well,
And if you choose to buzz someone in, fine, or leave it open during regular hours, but
I agree.
there's times when you have to trust your gut feeling in them, when someone might come in, or I think we should have an alarm system that's a tad better than the one in the community center that we had there, but one that's reliable and make the person
And
up front
especially
safe.
the arts folks, and Judy, in your organization, you're getting into using that back half of the other end of the building now. I think we really do need to look at operate during operating hours.
I was
some
gonna
form of
say, if you want me
security.
to make that a motion, I will, but I think,
That's your
I think
motion,
that
yes,
it's a
but it
serious
is
need
something
to have.
that we need to seriously look at, especially as we, like I said, we get into the arts district stuff. I see attention being drawn to that building even more so.
Attention, to secure the after-hours items that are there is one thing, but to
But that
secure it for
during
the,
day,
to
yeah,
secure it for the safety of the individual there during the day is another, and that would be priority, I'd think.
Ms. Judy, do you have something?
Well, we have a security system that, you know, you punch in a number to get in, then the building is open, but it comes with a little panic button.
Yeah,
that
yes.
Dina can just have in her drawer so that, and the panic button, that's pushed.
Ours is,
Call, and if you don't have the
Okay,
code name.
Right.
They're there.
okay, so.
we could probably update our service to provide a panic button or
I
something.
mean, I think that's important.
Yeah.
Because, no offense, the compound area is, thank God, because we got a lot of money invested
Yeah.
in supply. Our compound area is just that, a compound. We don't want our office being known as a compound. It's gotta be customer service friendly, but on the other hand, in this day and age,
Well,
I mean, it's right there on Main Street, and just, I'd feel better. I
Right,
don't want Dee getting bruised.
right.
I like her.
Oh, thank you.
Mr. D likes her.
we have maintenance monies in the budget, but do you need a separate motion for that, or?
No, we'll check into it and we'll
I think that's
we'll report back to the board what, but Nelson Alarm, I think could do that, or even some sort of a system. You know, we used to have them to the 911 call center all the time, so other departments have them that
Oh, I know, I
directly in
mean,
the
I think we're
department.
and we should be, it should be a fun, positive, you know, experience, but
And I'm not too sure we shouldn't look at some video surveillance
right,
too.
yes, I was thinking that too, you know.
for not just that building, but look at all of our buildings.
Probably with our insurance carrier, they can definitely help. Yeah, at least suggestion, like I said, if this, our arts district takes shape, not only do we want to be able to, well, you talked about the 10-year plan today, which is, you know, everybody loves it when it's new, it's like a puppy, but you want to keep it 20, 25 years out, you know, so. See there, Judy. Anything else? Mr. Eric, you want to share with us real quick, where we're at with our master plan, sir?
Just real quickly, I did speak to Grant today, and he said that Philip Roth, who was the project manager we all spoke to a couple weeks ago, will be getting in contact with us. They'd gone through their internal scheduling, so they're gonna get with us to find out what suits our scheduling needs and then work from there. So probably sometime next week, we'll actually have a plan in place as far as our calendar of events that,
And I'm going to throw it out there, we're probably, this board's gonna have a subcommittee, I think I'm gonna have volunteers. I may even email once you have met with them.
okay,
Since it looks like part of the cost saving component is we're going to oversee the public input component of it. And, you know, we've already got some idea of who those stakeholders should be. And so we're probably gonna put together a couple of members who will be subcommittee folks to help guide, everybody through that public input process. Anything else?
really the staff received their pay increases on their the first 4 days of the year, so we'll see. But I appreciate the
Oh, yeah.
administration and for helping us out with that, and
Be thankless at times what they do. All right, under new business real quick, and Judy, you noticed it, and I'm just now starting to look at real quick. Thank you, Miss D. Gave us our rentals, what we brought in, and we also have, Eric has given us our purchase order for the first week of January. That's kind of cool. See where we started here. Eric and Dee, do we see any, what is the bottom line? Plus, did we make more? Did we lose more from our rentals? What did you see?
Didn't total them up. Got a total on the bottom of each one, but I didn't total.
Let's say year to year. Sterrett Center was our big money maker, it looks like.
the breakdown looks like we did about the same on the community center and the Sterrett Center. I think the Gen Park gave us a little increase. That generally runs about 16, so it looks like we've,
Jim Park usually runs about 16,
yeah.
so they went up about 8.
So I think that can be contributed to what we did on the interior of that building.
I
And
was gonna ask you, just for me and for the record, are we looking at other improvements this year? And I'm sure you've mentioned it, other improvements for Jim Park this year?
we still need to do the exterior painting on it.
Okay.
So that's,
What
that,
about the road? I know that, and
We've
I
got-
always bring up the issue of the pond issue.
we've got a staff retreat next Wednesday, and that's
Gonna be at
something.
Jim Park?
No, it's actually gonna be at the police headquarters, but that's one of the topics of discussion is the paving needs for the parks.
Other than the road, the general city, okay, got it. What about community center there, any improvements there? Judy, you're closer to that than most of us. Do you see anything in particular, or Eric or Dee, that we need to do? I know $10,000 doesn't seem like a lot, but it's $10,000. Any particular need? I know we've talked the issue of the kitchen and the like.
The inside, and I haven't been in Jen for a while.
Right.
Look like Pete Tom to try and go over there and look in the windows.
I tell you what,
I haven't-
it's come a long way. My issues, like Eric said, is the exterior. Needs some
Exterior
serious
looks-
work.
Looks a little tacky, but, and you might think you're gonna slide off into the
Yes.
pond if you go through the low part of the drive, but
But once they get inside, they seem to
Oh,
really
yeah.
appreciate.
People go crazy. It's very nice.
But the community center just needs, I mean, the walls when you go in, they just get banged up. I don't know why our tenants or our users just seem to be so rough. But when it looks bad anyway, I don't think they're gonna think, not give it a second thought to be rough on the equipment or the building. There's already scratches and bangs in the wall. I think we need to give serious consideration to upgrading that so we can keep the rental fees high enough and the kitchen
Yes,
needs gutted and put in new.
yeah. And probably new flooring.
Is there any chance, I know miracles being miracles, maybe sometime by spring, can we get estimates on flooring in a new kitchen? Just, we can put it out there.
Actually, we've had flooring costs for the basement because we had some water damage at the basement last November, so we can get that contractor to give us a price.
Okay, but I'd like to get that estimated out, because like I said, there are money makers. And
What do they use the basement for over there now?
Nothing.
I was gonna say, I didn't,
So, yeah, we're just gonna go in and remove the carpet and just
don't you, leave it out?
sanitize it.
there you go, sanitize it. Okay.
Yeah, I would just, you're not gonna put carpet back in it, are you? I would not do that.
So you don't want to.
But at least in, like, the kitchen, you know, I'd just leave it concrete, but they put I think now a lot of times they'll put a latex paint on it, but ours is not a professional kitchen. It gets used, but I don't think we should go to that extent, just concrete. But it's the equipment in there that looks bad.
Yeah, you can, they etch the concrete now and then put a surface on it that we can clean, but yeah, that's no big deal. But pull that vinyl up will be a job, so it might be an overlayment of vinyl again in the big room. We'll have to,
Oh, sure.
that was an expensive flooring. It's lasted a long time.
I didn't see well, the flooring, the flooring is, I know it's an expensive floor that's in there, the product that's put down, but it's the overall impression when you go in, those walls with holes and things in there, and
Looks tired.
it looks overused.
Yeah.
Anything else, folks? Public, any more comment? Anything we do in the calls?
I'm good.
I had a question, it's not too early, we're gonna start with the farmer's market in the spring. I noticed on our website, the money for that gets sent to the city building. If we're gonna be sponsoring that and be responsible, don't you think that money should come to us?
That was put in, I'd have to look if it's put in the donation funds. You'll see one PO issued in here for,
I just noticed on the website for the city,
yeah,
talks about the farmer's market, and you send the money, you fill out the application, you send the money to the city.
but I don't know that it doesn't go into this account that this music license was
Yeah.
paid for. It's paid out of
Eat out of that.
that account. So some things go into that account.
It's the ASCAP,
What?
the ASCAP.
It's the very last one
It's a
listed
music
there.
license that we have to obtain every year.
I just noticed it, and I thought, well.
I don't know what fund it goes, but I think it goes into that fund, Judy, but we can find out where there's a special event funds that,
And it makes me think about 4th of July
you know.
type of stuff.
Well, that one I know comes right in directly into our non-reverting.
Okay, okay.
That one I think goes into the city donation fund.
If you do a check and give us a bark back on it. Good catch there. Anything else, colleagues? All right, well, it's a must-win night for the Hoosiers against Northwestern. Meeting adjourned.